You know what the dopest thing about being a human being is, in my opinion? The growth. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's evolving and ongoing from birth to death. You know, this conversation I had with River Jude exemplifies all of that, and you can hear the vulnerability in his voice as he talks and he speaks. So I want y'all to take y'all time, give me about 30 minutes or so, and enjoy this. It's a lot of relatable content. So I present to y'all River Jude. Mr. River,
What's
I'm
up?
excited about this one, bro.
Haha.
Hey, man, appreciate y'all coming. Appreciate you coming. Mano, y mano.
Yeah, man.
Let's jump right into it.
Let's do it.
Who are you?
You know, um, I am a very flawed human being, and I think of David. David in the Bible. Uh, he made a lot of mistakes, but one thing he did was always, get on his face, repented, and he got right back up. So I think I'm a man who just never gives up.
Right.
Never gives up. Never gave up on his dreams, and just keeps going. Despite what's going on.
Right. It's just interesting word you use is flaw because I think everybody, I, I, I don't think I would use the word flawed personally because it's kind of like, I know it's not a bad thing, but it's like when somebody says ignorant. People
Yeah.
think ignorant is bad. Ignorance is just not knowing.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we're all flawed.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to be.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We're not supposed to be perfect because it'll be boring.
Yeah.
It'll be boring as hell. So,
Mhm.
I love that answer.
Yeah.
Now, who are you? What do you do?
What do I do? Man, I'm a singer-songwriter.
Okay.
I write music, and I want to make people feel seen and heard through my music.
Nice.
That's what I do.
How long you been singing?
Man, I started singing in church when I was, I think, about 12 years old.
Okay.
Did some plays, was in drama. So probably for over 20 years. Man.
20 years. 20 years. Okay. I'm gonna brag on. Can I brag about you real quick?
Man, go for it.
I'm gonna brag about the man real quick. When I first met you, I was like, oh, this dude is like Robin Thicke over. like just dope vibe, good voice, man. So that's my thoughts about you, man. So I think you're super talented.
Thank you. Likewise.
What would you say your genre is?
I don't really know. I guess, when people ask, I'm just like, it's indie rock, indie soul.
Right.
Because I'm inspired by a lot of different types of music.
Yeah.
So I guess we could say it's like indie rock, indie soul rock.
Okay. Okay. So why do you matter?
Why do I matter? I think my history of what I've been through,
Right.
and what I've overcome in life, and translate that into my art, I think that can help other people to overcome a lot in their lives too. And I think that's very important. I remember music that I used to listen to going through like the hardest times in my life, and I'm just like thanking God for this person. Like, thank you for their art. Like,
right.
Help me. So I think that's why I matter.
And I don't know if you mind if I pry. What was some of the things you speak about as far as overcoming?
Oh man, it's mostly thought patterns that you kind of grow up with, like putting yourself down, the way you treat yourself, the way you speak about yourself, and habits, partying too much, staying up all night. Yeah. And yeah, it's mostly just like the thought process and how I treat myself.
Thought pattern. That's deep, man, because so many of us are, afflicted by our thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we hold ourselves back in so many things. How did you change that? Because I mean, it's something still gonna have to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. You am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
Say bad words.
So say yeah.
So you fuck up enough to the point where you hit rock bottom, and then that rock bottom has a rock bottom, and then there's another rock bottom after that, and you just realize like you're hurting yourself, you're hurting the people you love, and that's how I realized, man, I gotta make changes. And also my faith plays a big role.
Right.
You know, the love my parents showed me. And I just, my music, my art is just so important to me that I don't want to compromise that, and I don't want to sacrifice that. You know, I want to realize my full potential.
Right.
You know, but yeah.
When you currently, in the present state, when you are in those moments where you catch yourself like, I can't go back into that type of negative patterns.
Yeah.
Do you have something in particular that you do to kind of get out of that?
Well, at first, you know, I always pray. You know, every time I go out, I'm like, God, protect me, speak to me. You know, so I always feel like this strange form of anxiety, like inside me, like telling me, like, hey, you know, if you do that, it's gonna lead to this.
Right.
You know. So I just kind of, I walk away, take a deep breath, talk to God for a little bit, and do what I have to do. If I have to leave, then I leave.
Right.
You know, if I have to open up, if I have to speak out, I speak out.
Right.
You know? So, but that's it's something you gotta train. Like you gotta, cause sometimes I'm like, I don't even listen to that voice. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go for it, have fun, deal with it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Know? So.
Okay. Before we get into the nitty gritty, the meat and potatoes of the question interview.
Yeah.
So, I like to be a good host, good house guest.
Yeah.
Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
But today I ain't got the pastries, I ain't got nothing to drink. So what I wanted to do today was share one of my favorite minerals that I use, which is fulvic acid. I'm gonna be like on the infomercial today.
Yeah, do it.
Fulvic acid. Hipster, no. But fulvic acid, man, it's natural, comes from the soil.
Yeah.
But it helps with your absorption of nutrients. But like you said, y'all go check this out. It helps with natural energy producing. It's alkalizing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so many different other health benefits. So I want to share this with you.
Dude.
Take that out.
Absolutely. So I read up on it a little bit, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, because I'm big on vitamins and taking care of my body and stuff. Like, this is good.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
And I promise, I tell people all the time, it has no taste. None.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Dude, it's just water.
Yeah, tastes like water, man.
That's it. And I appreciate anything that has no flavor.
Yeah.
Some vitamins taste like ass.
Yeah.
This is great, dude.
Yeah, funny that you say that, man. One of the whenever I need to relieve my bowels, I always take this herb called Cascara sagrada.
Okay.
Now I give this to a lot of my friends. Like when everybody's saying I need to use the restroom, people always I always tell them go get some Cascara sagrada. Yeah, you talking about herbs that's horrible, bro? This tastes so bitter, it's like the worst one.
Oh god.
So yeah, but
it
does what it's supposed
like,
to do.
Disinflammation and stuff like that.
As far as like clearing your bowel muscles, it's like a natural laxative. So
okay. Damn.
I make sure I go check out the fulvic acid, man, because it's like he said. I said, don't take our word for it. It really is really good.
Yeah,
so.
Dude, will you hand me my Polaroid?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So will you hold this up again?
Yeah.
You look so cool holding that up. Here we go.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, ads, you heard him. I look cool holding this up. We need that.
Let me let it charge. I think I got it. All right, you ready?
You got the Polaroid. Oh shit. Hey.
Cool.
That's dope.
I'll show it to the camera at the end.
Yeah. You say you gotta like do that to make it go?
No, I think that's just kind of something people do. You just let it sit for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
It develops.
All right, man.
Yeah.
You ready to get into these questions?
Let's do it.
All right, man. So your first official question is: are we pawns in life of an already established game?
Like everything is set already. Like our path is set. Is that?
I think it's however you perceive that. You know what I mean? I think because if we're asking myself, I think it's the game of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it could be more people. We could be talking more on the surface level as far as like on everyday living. You know how I always say the rat race and different things. So I think it's a perspective thing.
Man, I honestly don't even know how to answer that.
Yeah.
What would you answer?
I would say Yes, we're definitely upon pawns. Like, are we being controlled? That's of opinion.
Maybe to a certain extent where we don't have really control over.
Right,
Yeah,
right. It's over opinion because I was born into everybody else was already moving in a certain way, and I just fell into it. I went to school like everybody else.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like I start eating the same thing as everybody else, so I can say I was born into a program of whatever my culture was or what my nurture was.
Yeah.
So I could definitely go deeper.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go in deeper because that's a whole another rabbit hole. But
Yeah.
I think it's truly perspective, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna sit with that for a bit.
Okay. We're gonna revisit that.
Yeah.
We're gonna revisit that because something else might spark you. So, what are you delaying for tomorrow?
Oh man, these are tough.
Some deep questions, man.
I don't think about this stuff.
Yeah.
What am I delaying for tomorrow? Man, sometimes I feel.
Give me a shot while you thinking.
Yeah. What am I delaying for tomorrow? I've never been asked that question before.
It sounds a lot deeper
Mm-hmm.
than it really is.
Yeah.
Because think about the things we procrastinate about.
Yeah.
All it is delay is procrastination.
Yeah.
And so, as artists,
yeah,
as creatives, think about when it's time to release a song. Like,
no, it's not good enough. It has to be perfect.
Yeah.
I used to be like that. I used to be exactly like that, but now I don't really care anymore because I was a huge people pleaser.
Right.
And I cared about what people thought about me to an extent. I still do.
Right.
But I don't know. I've made a lot of changes in my life. So I don't feel like I'm delaying anything. I was before because I was like, I'll take care of this later. I'll deal with myself later. I'll deal with my sorrow, with my pain later. But I made a lot of changes, and I feel like at this point in my life, I am facing these things head on.
During that time, what made you delay? What were those things that was happening that is it just did not want to look at the man in the mirror?
Yeah, it was the pain and the hurt of the past that was holding me down, and you're just so afraid to face it sometimes.
Right.
Like it's really tough, and you're so stuck in your habits and your way of living, and that dopamine feels so good that you don't want to leave it, and have to face that person in the mirror, like you said. And that's what Face to Face is about, the song that I released.
Right.
It's exactly about that. It's about feeling 100,000 miles away from yourself, so disconnected from yourself. So,
yeah. I think one of those. It's hard, man, because you don't want to be the one that fails.
Yeah.
Because sometimes failure can set you back further than we ever imagined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mentally and physically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's worse when it's mentally.
Mentally, yeah, it'll hold you down for years, man.
If you're not strong enough, if you don't have the discipline.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's a deep one.
It's good.
All right. Will a person of value help you become a person of success?
Absolutely. My family.
Yeah.
The way they believed in me, and by value, you mean like how we value them,
I think it's just different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we I think even with success, everybody deems success different. As long as they're able to feed themselves, clothe themselves, house themselves. A lot of people think that's successful.
Yeah, I look up to people like that, and I see it sometimes as like a healthy competition, and it pushes me to not want to get behind.
Right.
It makes me want to go harder after my dreams. If they could do it, I could do it too.
Right. Now, let me look at this question again because I want to go some more about it. That's the beauty of being able to stop and edit and
Yeah, no, it's great.
The person of value, do you think they have to be? Does that value has to be from a positive or negative experience?
It can be both, man.
Right, right.
Absolutely. Like sometimes, like me, I hit rock bottom a bunch of times, and it turned into something beautiful. It woke me up,
Right.
and not only that, like it made me more of a compassionate and more understanding person when it comes to the next individual that's struggling.
Yeah.
That people kind of overlook or they're afraid, to deal with.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's crazy, man, because as I sit and think about that question, as you answer it, I almost want to lean towards the negative experiences may help us evolve even more faster.
Yeah.
Because think about when we were kids and they say, "Don't put your hand on that stove; it's hot."
You're gonna learn.
And kids have to do it to learn it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Even now,
Yeah.
as adults, we have to go through it to learn it. Yeah, some things
absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's how we're able to help people.
Right.
Somebody that hasn't been through what I've been through, trying to help me out, is a little bit more difficult than somebody who overcame and knows the way out.
Right.
They're like, hey, I've been there before. I know the way out. I overcame that. Let me help you now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the positive experiences or the positive people that bring value to us, I think sometimes we may take those take it for granted.
Yeah.
Because it's like you said, it's feeding that dopamine.
Yeah.
It's feeding them things like, ooh, you know what I mean? Or because some people are just luckier than others.
Yeah.
In life, you know what I mean? So having positive people in their lives, they don't see it as a big boost like that.
Yeah.
Because it's an everyday thing.
Yeah. They don't appreciate it as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I know exactly what you mean.
You ready to go back to the other question?
I think so. Ask it again.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm smart enough for that question.
You're brilliant. Brilliant, bro.
Thank you.
Are we pawns in life? No, that wasn't it.
I think that was the one.
It was it?
That was the one, yeah.
Are we pawns in life of an already established game?
Can you ask that in a different form? Like, it's a different way of asking that. Remember, I'm Brazilian.
Okay.
So
I did not know that.
Yeah, Portuguese is my first language.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So a lot of these words, some of them are kind
pawns. So pawns in the sense of, just what they call it, the NPCs.
Okay.
Just like a person that's movable. Like
do you mean a pawn?
Pawn.
I thought you said pun, like P-U-N.
Oh,
that's why I didn't get it. I was like, a pun, like that's why I was like, wait, life is a joke or something?
No, pawn. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I get you.
Okay. Maybe it's the grill. Maybe it's my accent.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just southern. I'm country as hell. I haven't called them country before.
No, you do have a southern accent.
Yeah.
So are we pawns of life in a game that is already established?
Yes, sir.
Dude, I think it can be like that at first, but once we have that awakening moment and we decide, I think a person that decides to go after their dreams and stand up and say, I don't want to be mediocre or whatever mediocre is to you, like I think that's when you kind of you become a different piece on a chessboard.
Right.
And I think you kind of work your way up on the chessboard. But maybe we all kind of start as pawns, but it really depends on you going after what you want to live a regular life.
Right.
That's cool.
Right.
You want to do the 9 to 5. If that's comfortable for you, then that's all good. But me, when I was 16, I'm listening to, I had a CD player at the time. I was listening to Blink-182.
Right.
And I'm just like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
This is what I want to be. I want to be a rock star. But I know with chasing your dreams comes a lot of suffering,
Sacrifice.
Yeah, dude. So I don't think maybe I'm not a pawn.
Yeah.
Maybe I broke out of that and I'm like, I'm gonna fight for what I want, to do something different, to do something that's much bigger than me.
Right. I don't think you can be a pawn within the system once you start going after your dream.
Nah, you can't. You can't even go back.
Nah.
If you try, you will not sleep. You will be disturbed.
Yeah.
I tried to quit music so many times because I was so discouraged, but because like ego too, and I was comparing myself to people, and it gets like that.
Yeah,
You just gotta keep fucking going, keep doing it.
It's funny because your answer almost goes into one of the things with the other question. What are we delaying for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Think about how many people have dreams.
Yeah.
That they're like, I am so scared to jump off this bridge.
Yeah, dude. It's funny. I just got this tattoo.
Okay.
And that's exactly what it's about. I don't know if I can pull it up all the way, but right here. This is my first tattoo in 10 years.
Okay.
And it says, "I'm just passing by." And it kind of goes with there's a passage in the Bible that says how life is like a vapor, where it's very fleeting.
Right.
And we have one life, and I don't want to take it for granted, and I don't want to waste it. I want to have fun and enjoy it too.
Right.
Make mistakes, take the risks, but we have one life, dude, and I want to live it to the fullest. I want to see. I'm curious to see how far I can go. Every day I'm like, man, how far can I get?
Yeah. Yeah. Keep doing it, man.
Yeah.
What is your spiritual evolution?
Ooh, man, spiritual evolution.
That's a deep one, man. And kind of maybe to help you, answer that. I think mine is realizing. Well, in my opinion, I think we're here to master our emotions.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to also master the ultimate emotion, which is love.
Yeah.
Because you can't master love without understanding I need to master anger. Yeah. I can't ever love you unconditionally unless I master that anger. Like, cause if I'm in romantic love or a friend love, we're not gonna always see eye to eye.
Yeah.
And if I don't ever learn to master those certain things, I can't ever love you properly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think mine is letting go of the past.
Okay.
I'm kind of in that place where I'm learning to let go of all the moments I failed myself. Forgiving myself has been one of the toughest things I have ever had to go through. I can forgive people easily.
Right.
And see the best in them. But when it comes to me, it's really tough sometimes.
Why is it?
I don't know. Maybe it's how I grew up. Maybe it's because when I was angry or sad growing up, I had to face everything myself.
Right.
I didn't have an older brother. I was an older brother. I didn't have a leader or a mentor like that to open up to. I was always so afraid to open up because I always felt very different. And I thought maybe if I did open up, people were going to be afraid of me, So it's forgiving myself for definitely letting go of the past.
Yeah. Do you, how do you do that? I mean, how do you say, I'm done with the past?
That's a good question, man. And it's just day by day.
Yeah.
Because it's like, forgiveness is not like you forgive, but you're still angry.
Yeah.
It's a daily choice to forgive, and you don't forget. But it's remembering, but not having anxiety over it anymore. Right. It's like you remember it, and it's like it's okay.
Yeah.
But some things you remember, and you start feeling a certain type of way. And you're like, then you're breathing harder, and you're like, man, I can't believe I did that, or I said that, or I can't believe they did that to me, or, you know. So yeah, it's just day by day. It's everything. It's how you show up for yourself.
Right.
You know, it's breaking. You could look in the mirror and say, I love you. I love you. You're beautiful. You're priceless. But if you're not taking action as well, it's like telling somebody you love them and you're not doing anything about it. You're just words.
It's so crazy how we will love someone else and treat them way better than we treat ourselves.
Yeah, I won't do that anymore.
Yeah.
At first, I treat myself with the utmost respect now.
Right.
You know, and I had to change that, and I found so much healing in that. And I was always so afraid, like, that maybe I was being mean or rude. You know, we are always, respect number one. Gotta have respect.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, one more and then a bonus.
Mhm.
Let's see. Is love a fundamental desire?
I think so.
Yeah.
We all need love.
Yeah.
Love is what love has kind of become, maybe it was for a bit kind of cheesy talking about love so much, but dude, I realize now how much love I actually need, and it comes in different forms. Love is what's saving me. You know, love is what pulled me out of you know, the hole I was in, and the way people, you know, treated me,
yeah,
the way they believed in me, the way they showed me love. Like, you know, I got one dude who my car got totaled, and he just said, "Hey, here's my car, borrow it for as long as you want to."
Damn.
Like, what? Like, people do that?
Yeah, right.
You know, I cried. I was like, thank you so much. You know, shout out to Carl from Manhattan Project. I love you, bro.
Hey.
But yeah, that made me want to be better.
Yeah.
You know, people showing me love made me want to change. You know, and sometimes I kept hurting them, but they kept showing me love and grace to the point where it's like, man, I want to be like that too.
Yeah.
I want to show you love back. You know, yeah.
Do you think with that desire of wanting love? First, let me ask this: do you think you heard "I love you" enough when you were younger?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And I know my parents loved me.
Yeah.
You know, but I think they didn't get the same treatment.
Yeah.
As well, coming from like a Latin home. You know, growing up in Brazil, life's a little different. You know, but I can tell maybe they didn't hear it a lot. And so you know, the first time my dad told me he loved me, I was 19. And I said, what? I cried. I fell on his shoulders and started crying. You know, but I know that was a huge breakthrough for him as well.
Right.
Because I know they love me so much. I never even thought about it or doubted it because they showed me that they loved me.
Right.
You know, the way they treated me. But to hear that I love you is so important.
Yeah.
You know, especially from your parents.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it is, man. Cause that's something I definitely didn't hear a lot of. Man, yeah, you hear it from your mother, but fathers we don't hear it from.
Nah, they're super scared.
Yeah, man.
It's weird for them.
Yeah.
You know?
And it becomes a thing when you get older as adults, man. Like it was weird to tell another man I love you. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah. Not and because we're so programmed to, man, that's gay. And
yeah, we always gotta say no homo.
Yeah, no homo pals or some shit like that.
Nah, dude, love is love, man. We all need it.
Yeah.
We all, especially men, dude. Especially men.
Yeah.
Right now, because I feel like men are changing.
Right.
I feel like we're kind of like stepping up our game and rising up now. That's why I love everything. Griffin.
Right. Griffin.
I love everything he said, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a prime example. You know, I was an alcoholic for 10 years, man. You know, and now look at me.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. We all need that kind of love, and we need to love and support each other as men in our community and stick with each other as brothers. But some people are a little bit more shy.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's one of them things where you just don't want to. look weak.
Yeah.
Thinking, and it's crazy that you would even associate love with weak.
Yeah, I think it's more when it comes to women. We're afraid of looking weak in front of women because of our ego. But I'm not afraid anymore, man.
Yeah, no, facts, super facts.
Yeah, I think if it was a world full of dudes, we wouldn't even care about the car we drive. You know?
What? Hey man, you want to walk down there? Yeah. I got a couple hours burned.
Yeah.
Nah, seriously, man. All right, final question.
Mm-hmm.
Define love.
Define love. Whoa, man, what a question.
Yeah.
I love your questions. I never think about this stuff. This is really good.
Yes, good stuff to think about. I mean, because these are things that everyday people, again, we are on our phones so much, giving so much, and it's a tool, but it also can be dangerous in the sense of we can get caught up in these snapshots.
Yeah.
Or we can get caught up in the jokes and the making fun of people. And I understand, and those same people could be you one day. You could have a viral moment where everybody's making fun of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We shouldn't be afraid to express ourselves in any type of way. Like.
Yeah. No, that's it's good to do that. We kind of we shed when we do that.
Yeah.
And then we're like, who cares what they think? I'm gonna do my thing. And that's how people become successful.
Yeah.
Define love. To be honest, man, that is a very big question for me, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to define love. Man, love is me continually making the same mistakes and a person just never giving up on me.
Yeah.
Never seeing like seeing my heart, and that kind of love. I think it's because that's what I'm experiencing today.
Yeah.
By a certain individual, and making those mistakes and that love, that grace, seeing, it's like, no, I see the finished process.
Yeah.
See you now, and I think that's how God sees us.
Yeah.
He sees the finished process in you, and the best version of us, and just not giving up on that. And I know that's really tough.
Yeah.
It's really rare that somebody will not give up on you.
Yeah.
That, to me, right now, in the time that I am living, this season of my life, that is a new form of love that is greater than anything I've experienced yet.
Yeah.
So that's what I have for now.
Hey man.
It's a big question.
It's perfect, man. Yeah. Hey man, River,
bro,
survive the question. I appreciate you, bro. Mano, we out till next time. Peace.
Yeah, dude, that was great.
Yeah, that was dope, bro.
That was good, man. I enjoyed